everybody, this is Pam with Jesus Junk Journals, and we're going on with the Esther Journal, and I'm going to make the 4-flap box fold today. So here's my pieces that I had the gold on, and it's all dry. So I'm going to cut these out. I'll be right back. Okay, and this page. I forgot this one. So you want this page and these 3 pages. These other 2 pages. So 3-page total. So I'm going to cut these out, and then I'll be back. Okay, so I've got it cut out. I'm going to take this piece and fold this. Use a folding bone. Kind of try not to press too hard on that gold. I guess it won't fall off. I had to stop in the middle of this because somebody told me that I didn't have my format, my format journal, the new formats journal kit. I had forgotten to finish it. I thought I had finished it and I didn't. And then I deleted the video. So I had to reshoot that real quick and put that on. So now I am back to working on this. Okay, so these flaps go on the top and bottom here. You could interchange them with the other ones because they were the same size. So if you wanted to, you could put these there and the other ones on the other side. But I'm going to do it this way, and so I've got that one under there. Okay, I'm going to use my cloth washi tape, and this is Tim Holtz, of course. Let's see, got a couple of different ones. I think I will use this one. Well, it's got 1935 on it. I don't really want that. Nope, I don't want that. Tell you what I'm going to do. I am going to make my own. So I'm just going to get some fabric and glue it on. Let's see. Here's a piece that I had torn apart. I've got several strips here that I'm going to use on the sides of the pages. And so I'm just going to tear a little narrow strip. And this is Tim Holtz fabric. Oh, it's pretty little. It's hard to tear when they're that small. See if I can straighten this out and get it to work for washi tape, cloth washi tape. I think it'll work. So I'm going to cut a piece here. And this just to me adds to the boho look of it. Oh boy, here we go. I'll probably have to stop the video and come back when this glue runs down. For whatever reason, I can't seem to keep my Fabri-Tac glue thinned down to where I can use it. I thin it down and it's perfect, and then the next time I use it, it seems like it's too thick again. So I'm going to use just a little bit on both sides. Hopefully this will work. Get that pushed up against there. But this adds to me to the boho, crazy different colors and all that, different patterns, textures. So I kind of like, I think this would be a great technique on any journal, really, because it's also the kind of junk journal situation where you got threads everywhere and everything like that. So I might have to use this on some other ones too, with maybe just some plain fabric. I like this piece because it's got this quote, which is like the major quote of Esther. I'm going to pull some of these threads off and hope I have some fabric left. But you know, the perhaps you were born for such a time as this. You know, that's what Mordecai said to Esther. And it applies to us today, which is why the book of Esther is so timely. For any time, really, that you're whoever's living at the time. It's like God put you here for this time. And I have to remember that, because sometimes it's not, doesn't seem like a necessarily happy, fun time in history to be here. Of course, it could be a lot worse. I'm happy that I am here in the time of air conditioning and indoor plumbing. So there's that. Okay, so there's this piece. Now let me find another scrap. Let's see, what have I got laying around here? I had cut several strips because I'm intending on using them on the edges of the pages. So let me see what, I think that green might be nice. I'll get some of these. This one's another Tim Holtz. So I'm going to cut a strip off of this one. Hopefully. And this really, I'm just gluing to hide that black line. And actually, I think I'll save this and use it on the back, because I do actually need it on the back because we're attaching. So flip it over, and these will go on the sides like this. And these are going to be the pieces that show when it's all folded up inside your book. So just take your not Fabri-Tac, use your regular, I'm going to use my Bearly Art glue. So whatever glue you use for your paper, just glue those together. I think I'm going to stitch this, so I'm not going to put a whole lot of glue. Peacock on, oh, I love peacocks, and this is the first journal I've done where I've gotten to use them. And then, of course, I made a separate set out on Etsy of peacock imagery, if you like peacocks. Because I found a bunch, after I finished this journal, I found a bunch of really cool peacock images. So I thought, well, I'll just do a little kit of just peacock stuff. So it's out there. Now, if for any reason you don't get it lined up straight, it's no problem. This is a very forgiving format, and you can trim the edges. And if you fold it up and it doesn't lay right, just trim a little bit of the edges on the sides of these tabs, and that'll fold up nicer, and it doesn't hurt a thing. Now see this one, for whatever reason, I don't know what I did, but I'm going to cut this down. I'm going to trim this one down. So you'll see what I mean. It's not going to hurt anything. Okay, so let's try it out. It's going to be, this one needs a little trimming too. The other thing is, of course, you're going to want to ink it, and that will cover some of the edges that aren't perfectly lined up. So don't stress over that. So it folds up like this, just like you fold a box when you move. And it can fold however you want it. I want this peacock to show, so I'll probably fold it like this. Yours may not look exactly like mine. I'll put just a little bit more Fabri-Tac on here. No, it's good. It's good. It's just... Okay, so I'm gonna glue. So this is what you'll glue into your journal. This back here. Put glue on that. Just pick a page in your journal and glue this in. I'm going to go to the sewing machine. Trim this one down just a little bit. I'm going to go to the sewing machine and sew around this. Oh, you know what? I forgot the pockets. We got to glue the pockets in. So let's, I'm going to use the Distress ink on it before I glue it in for once. And I kind of did it a little bit on the file for you. There's a bit of a shading around the edges, but I'm going to go ahead and do it again. So one of these pockets of this fan, it's a peacock feather fan image. One is for the top pocket, and it's just squared off on both sides. It goes at the bottom, and this one is rounded, and it goes at the bottom of this one where it's a rounded edge. So that's why those look different. Where are my, here they are, poppies. Whoops. Wrong one. Okay, I'm just gonna get those edges that I can't get later. And so these go like this. So they should be like readable from this same direction. So I'm gonna glue those just a little bit because I am gonna stitch them, but I'm gonna put just a little bit of glue first to kind of put them in their place. Same on this side. And put the rounded corners on the rounded corners. Get them lined up as best you can. And this one. Glue him on. I'm going to glue him right over that fabric. Wonder if I need to use Fabri-Tac on that. Well, I'm going to stitch it, so it'll be all right. All right, and I'm going to go over to the sewing machine and stitch this, and I'll be right back and show you what I did. One more thing before I go to the sewing machine, I do need some more reinforcement on these panels because they were not attached by anything except that cloth on the one side. So I need cloth on both sides. So I'm going to go ahead . Wow, there's a lot of threads. What do you want, Max? My German Shepherd's trying to tell me something here. I don't know if Timmy fell down the well or what, but he's trying to tell me something here. Oh, I know. Okay, I'm going to cut some of these threads. All right. So that should be sufficient to keep those on. And I am going to go over now. Try to decide if I want to put fabric on here, but I don't think I do because it'll be too thick. So I'm going to just stop with that. So let me go sew this and I'll be back. Okay, I'm done my stitching and I'm tying my knots. And as usual, my stitching is not very neat, but that's all right with me. I just like the look of stitching. even when it's imperfect. And I used black thread because I wanted it to show up. This is done. And you can save it for when you put your journal together and put it in the place you want it as we go on and get our little ephemera done on this. And so it'll shut. Let's see, I want him to show, so this will go like this, and then this will tuck under his head. Like that. Okay. And then you'll glue it in your journal. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, click like and think about subscribing, and I will see you on the next video. Bye-bye.